Hello and welcome everybody to the Toon review for this double header. We're going to do a Brentford review if we've got to do one. I guess we've got to do one. And have a look ahead to the Spurs game on Tuesday. Welcome in everybody. Please make sure before we even start and do anything, make sure you've hit the like button just as an intro. Just hit the like button. And if you haven't subbed, please make sure that does say that you're subscribed underneath. And if you would like to support the channel, you can become a member underneath that button, and you can also donate to support. There should be, if Paul's added it, a link to thetoonreview.com in the description, so make sure you check that out as well. I'm pretty sure there are some snazzy Billy Bob shirts that do look like this. So if you want to pick up some Billy, go and check out the website. Good evening, Billy. How are we doing, my friend?
Good evening. Good evening to the Toon Review Massive, the Magpie Massive, and the rest of you outstanding, fantastic, magic people out there in viewerland.
Right, Billy, we've got the helmets and shields ready for this one.
Yeah, I guess we need. Well, I'm not sure we'll need them. I think certain people in the staff may do, but certainly not us.
Right, I would like to player ratings link. I don't know if we've got that sorted for this one, Tom. So
no, there isn't one. Well, pause away. There isn't.
Angrily spam 1s and 2s in the chat for the player ratings, unless people are getting higher than that today. We'll wait and see. I just want to start before we even talk about Brentford or Spurs or anything else. I'd like to reference Luke Edwards' article from today. I don't know if you've heard of this or seen it. So he has specifically, and I appreciate we're still waiting for lots of people to come in, but we have to address this. He's called us militant fans. Well, a section of us anyway. He said that militant fans will cost Eddie Howe his job. Now, I do think that he needs to watch his mouth, because I think the majority of the fan base are all in. And I don't want to speak for everybody. I'm just going to throw this out there, and Billy, we can kind of go at this. I feel like the fans are trying to be so patient and supportive of this is a journey. We've come very far. It is going to be a process. We're really happy with the cup win and the development, but there are problems and there are things that need to improve. I think most people are in that camp where we're happy with a lot of stuff, but we're unhappy with a lot of stuff as well. And I think we're allowed to talk about our own football club, and we're allowed to be, we're allowed to think critically. We're not students in a school where the headmaster can tell us off that we're not allowed to think a certain way. We do have some free speech. Journalists of all should understand that. So, Billy, militant fans, is that a bit far from Luke Edwards?
Yes, and say militant fans will cost Eddie his job. Absolutely not. Eddie Howe will cost Eddie Howe his job with his incompetence this season. Straightforward for that for me. It's the only sentence I've got to say.
I mean, I don't want to speak for Paul, but us two being a big part of the channel, I think it's fair to say that at the end of that Brentford performance, we did kind of stand there and go, look, we love Eddie, but this could be the end this month if it doesn't go right. With all the love on top as well. I think I don't describe it. And there was a lot of people in the chat that were of the same opinion of people are further out than I am. I'm not out. I know you're out, Billy. But I think fans are being quite fair. There's a minority of very loud people who are a bit abusive. There's always going to be the extreme, right? But I think most people are just frustrated. And yeah, attacking the fan base yet again, or a section of it, I think is unnecessary. But we don't want to give Luke Edwards too much attention. I know Paul's not a huge fan. We are a big fan of the Geordie Journos. Keith Downey's fantastic, and I'm much I get on a lot better with the Craig Hope information from the last few years. I wasn't always keen on it, but anyway, let's move away from that. Have we got? Just trying to figure the comments out. Let's go through a couple of comments and just welcome everybody in. A few people talking about is it Liverpool City? It is, isn't it? I don't know how that's going on.
Just finished Man City 1-2-1.
Ooh. Chris from Evermore, evening, welcome in. Who the hell put Edwards in charge of free speech from fans? What a whopper. Yeah, well, I mean, he doesn't speak for the fan base.
He's never been anything but an absolute dick splash, to be fair. You know, he did the same thing with Steve Bruce. He said the fans were trying to get Steve Bruce out. And we were, to be fair, but so was Steve Bruce with his incompetence.
Well, yeah. Tony Paul's worried about Gordon. Well, I wouldn't worry about him because he's not even available for a while, you'd imagine. Chippers, Man United, example of a bounce factor with character between players, and we need that. I don't know. You can't always do that. Is Paul in the chat? Possibly. I don't know. It's very likely that he's got it on. He might be. I mean, what time is it over there? About 8 o'clock? Are they an hour ahead or an hour behind?
Same as here. No, it's exactly the same.
He very well might be having dinner, guys. You never know. I'm sure he's got his phone somewhere at the dinner table, having a cheeky watch just in case. So Billy, let's start off with Brentford. We do need to comb through this. I'm not even going to set you up with a question. I'm going to give you the mic and the floor. What do you want to talk about in regards to that Brentford loss? What's the things bugging you the most?
I mean, it's a pretty big chart, to be fair. The fact that we've not rotated and not been able to rotate to a certain extent, but there's certain players that should have been rotated. There's no way Kieran Trippier can play that many games. In fact, I wouldn't, one game a week, probably too much for him at the minute. There should have been some kind of process to blood Leo Shahabi over the past 4 or 5 weeks. Once we realised Tino Livramento wasn't going to play for 2 or 3 months. The balance of the side, just not right at the minute. We've got a striker up front who couldn't hit a cow's ass with a banjo. Jacob Murphy was absolutely dreadful again. And we've got a keeper now starting to make weekly mistakes. So, whilst Eddie Howe has made mistakes by picking players, some of the players have really let him down lately. But he still keeps picking them. So, it's catch-22, isn't it? But selection of side weren't great. Performance was, he was slightly massively outcoached by Keith Andrews. Just little tweaks to his system Andrews did by swapping Django and Lewis Potter and putting the pace against Kieran Trippier was the catalyst then winning the game. Django then went on to get the man of the match award from Sky. Yeah, and then the changes at the end were just, I've said it before about panicking when you're under pressure. He just throws as much shit as a wall and prays us. A mere morsel of it's going to stick to it. And yesterday, we were down at the end. We needed to get a goal. And for some reason, he brought Dan Burn on the left back. I don't know what that's doing.
Well, we'll definitely get to that. We'll definitely get to that. Keith Downey did a video. I think he did it from where the press conference bit is, where he interviews Eddie. He was adamant that and put a lot of emphasis on the fact that fatigue is playing a heavy part in this. It's he didn't want to try and completely sell out players and the manager, but he was stating that fatigue is a huge thing. You've got players in this squad that are not capable of playing every 3 to 4 days, like a Man City or a Liverpool team. I think there's a bit of truth to that, but I do also completely agree with you that I think just the personnel selection is just all wrong. I think that the problem is with this, that there's a danger of us going on a rant about one thing when this is 10 things. That's the problem right now. It's the training, lack of understanding, and the game plan. We're not on top of it in terms of building out attacking patterns, hitting the target. That's all kind of a bit awry. We've not really got good combinations within the team either. And defensively, we discussed this yesterday, Billy, that I think both of us, and Paul and Sam, we like Malik Chow, Sven Botman, and Lewis Hall as a 3. But I'm starting to try and have a step back and reconsider that because we're conceding a lot of goals and they're all in the team. So maybe we're looking at the wrong way. But I think the big thing, quick wins, can't play Kieran Trippier anymore. I don't think he can do it at this level.
I agree.
There was a 20-minute period where Kieran Trippier was able to read a few attacking plays from Brentford in the box. He won a few good aerial duels. He was in the right place. But apart from that 20 minutes, the rest of it was absolutely diabolical. He just did not have the pace to keep up with the Premier League. And for the physicality, pace, energy, stamina you need as a fullback in the Premier League against a team like this, I just don't think he's got it anymore. I don't think he can do it.
It's not physically possible for him. And I think that Eddie Howe would have known this, that Livermore was out for a few months. Emil Kraft is also out until the middle of February, so he should be back soon. However, he's not the long-term solution either. So just for that alone, he should have at least been blooding Charter. 20 minutes here, half an hour there. The game against Man City went the second half. Give him the second half. Just get him blooded. Get him so he knows what he's up against when he gets into the side. Because if he is the quality we think he is, he's going to be in the side sooner rather than later, in the next year or two. Especially if Tino does leave the club. So there wasn't any forethought there, I don't think, from Eddie Howe. No forward thinking, and it should have been done. And now we're playing Trippier week in, week out, 3 days. And the inevitable downturn of his physical state because of age, which it happens to us all. It's sad to see. It really is. It really is sad to see because his brain's still alive, but unfortunately, his body's a couple of seconds behind his brain.
Now, I want to make sure that we're not making Kieran Trippier a scapegoat here.
Absolutely not. It's not his fault at all.
At the same time, there were 2 goals that did come directly from his involvement. There's an argument that with one of them where he let the cross go for when Botman missed the header. He didn't have Murphy's support because Murphy had initiated the press alone. Nobody joined him. So in Kieran's defence, he did have to then just defend a 1-on-1. But it's one of those. It's one of those. I agree. I want Leo Shahar. I just can't see for the rest of the month. We're going to need some kind of adjustment. And Jacob Murphy's playing really poor as well. But I think we need one game this month where we rest Trippier. And Shahar has to play a game, surely.
Yeah, he has to. But it should already been done. Because chucking him in at the deep end, which is what he is doing now. Instead of 10 minutes here, 15 minutes there, half an hour here, 45 minutes against Man City. To play against Spurs on Tuesday, which I think there's no one God's earth he could play Trippier against Spurs on Tuesday. No way.
Well, I have an extra thing to add to what you're about to say.
But I bet he does.
I don't think Lewis Hall can play either. I think he's knackered. He's absolutely spent.
Yeah, I agree.
He's absolutely spent. Now, that poor boy yesterday got no help from leadership, which was frustrating. Bruno had a reasonable game yesterday, to be fair to him, but we didn't. I wanted to see more leadership because Lewis Hall got completely ignored by the official when he got stamped on, and then got booked for being frustrated at the fact.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the game, you could literally see his rib cage expanding because he was just done. He was absolutely done. The poor boy. I don't know what we're going to do personally. I don't think we've got any fullbacks.
The defensive issue is not just about defenders either. It's about midfielders not helping them.
Yeah.
It's all right Tonali sitting there when we have the ball, but where was he when we're being attacked from deep? He disappears. You never see him. And the same goes for, I guess, Bruno and Willock. Bruno tried, but he ain't got the athleticism to do it. So the midfield have got to help the defence out. We can't play with 3 in the middle of the park. Them days of... It's just clear to me we can't. We have to have 2 and a 3. We have to play 4-2-3-1. We have to.
This is... Since maybe mid-December, I've been of the opinion that we can maybe try and turn stuff around. And now, and I think possibly Eddie Howe as well, based on his reaction in the interview, this is the first time I think, and a few people feel like this, I'm kind of going, uh-oh. This is, and it's not just about Eddie Howe's job. I don't know how we fix it because there is so much wrong with it. There is so much broken. Like the disconnect from the back 4 to the midfield. You've got 5, 6, 7, 8 individuals playing below par, not sharp, not confident, not enjoying their football, not playing technically very well. You've got a lot of injuries to add to that as well. You've got both goalkeepers struggling. It's an absolute shambles. And that's not all on Eddie Howe. It's everything that could go wrong is all going wrong at the same time. It's the manager
needs a rest, in my opinion, as well. I mean, he's played every minute God sends.
Yeah.
Sven Botman can't keep
He ended up making mistakes because he overplayed, didn't he?
Exactly. Sven Botman's another one that I know he's been injured and had time off, but because of that, he's not... Well, he'll be match fit by now, but the fatigue will set in quicker with him. So we're so short of numbers. And that, again, asks the question. You have to ask the question, why didn't we spend some money in January to counter that?
I genuinely think, I said in December, I expected one signing, and that was a fullback. And because I genuinely thought you cannot get out of January without signing a fullback, because Tino kept getting injured. Hall is not always available. Trippier's getting too old. Kraft is unavailable. We didn't want to bring Target back from loan. We don't want Dan Burn at left back. Like you categorically needed a fullback. And if we had a shiny new fullback right now, even on loan, that would go some way to providing a bit of relief for the team.
You know the shiny new fullback is, don't you?
What, Emil Kraft when he comes back?
Well, be him on one side and Dan Burn on the other. And that's what it'll be. Anyway, let's do some super chats while we're here. Dave Lamb says with a £5 super chat, Billy, apologies for comparing you to Eddie's Mad Dog of the night. You're more of a Terry Mack to Keegan. Thank you. I'd rather be Terry Mack than bloody Jason. Put the cones out, put the nets up, collect the bibs, Tyndall. That's certain. Black and White Blues with a £5 super chat. Burn at left back, Botman struggles. Trips at right back, Malik struggles. Eddie's lack of rotation and not getting at least 2 defenders in January is killing us. Yep. I can't argue with that. Spot Milligan with a £5 super chat. Thank you very much. Our squad is too small and how won't use the youth when he could. It's not just a case of when he could. I think he has to. I mean, he's desperate measures now for me. And it shouldn't have had to be like that. Cass, what happened after the game was more important than the actual game. Hall collapsing after the whistle and Howe's comments, it's all falling apart.
I can't disagree with that. That's not happened before. It's gone. This is further than it's ever been before.
What do you make of Eddie Howe admitting responsibility for the first time? I guess for the first time, but do you think that's his final roll of the dice? Because I do. Where does it go from here?
Do you know what? What really concerns me is some of the content that he spoke to. He can't work any harder or any more because he already. And we know what he's like. He's there at 6 o'clock in the morning. He's there before everyone else at the training ground. He trains himself first, and he is an exemplary example of what you want to be as a career person. Like he takes care of his mind, his body, his staff, and he's got everything so meticulously planned. And I'm missing a piece of the puzzle here because I don't understand how you can look at what we're all looking at and miss some of the things that we're seeing. And maybe there are answers for all of it.
Maybe he's doing too much, though.
I can't for the life of me at all think that we're wrong on every point. Like there might be a decent rebuttal for some of it. So let's say Trippier can't play, Leo Shahar should play. If Eddie Howe were in the room right now, Howe might say, well, I watch Leo Shahar week in, week out on the training pitch, and he's not there yet. Cool, fine. We can take a step back as a fan base and go, cool, we didn't know that because we don't see what you see. But if you use that question and apply it to every single thing currently going wrong, I don't think we're wrong about everything. We'll be right on some of it, possibly a lot of it. And I don't understand how that's not picked up by he's got a big team. I don't understand why it's not being picked up. There's got to be something else. Like I don't understand it because I don't think it's about working smarter.
I don't think he shares responsibility. I think he's got backroom staff that don't do enough, in my opinion. He's doing too much. He's literally doing it. You can't go 6 till bloody 6 every day of the week and have the pressure of maintaining a winning side in the league and not get tired. You can't. So maybe he's suffering from fatigue himself. In fact, I'm pretty sure he is. And especially when things start to go, so what when you're winning?
What about Tyndall and Jones then?
I don't think Tyndall's in it. I'm not a fan of Tyndall's, you know that. I don't think he does anything. As I say, put the cones out, get the balls out, that sort of shite. Nothing tactical.
Like I genuinely think we're at a point now where we need to break the emergency glass. Like there needs to be an emergency meeting of sorts and go, look, lads, I'm going to lose my job if we don't get this right. I don't want him to lose his job. I think people want to see him succeed. I do, but he's not showing that he can. And there's got to be like if he wants this to work, he's got to get it right now. We've got to fix it. And I just don't know how that's going to happen because there's so much wrong with it. And some of it's not his fault. Some of it in regards to like, well, I guess is it transfers? I don't know. We don't know how much power he's had with the new incomings of the execs and Ross Wilson and stuff, but he's not helped himself by refusing to use the loan market and the free transfer market because that could have helped him in January.
Yep, he could have. Some super chats here. Mark Mullins with a £5 super chat. I think Eddie has lost the dressing room for some reason. There's no team spirit, no fight, no passion. Our team is lost and players being on an empty tank. And on that subject, how do you think Anthony Elanga would have felt yesterday when he saw the team sheet go up?
I mean, that's exhibit A of one of the long list of things I don't understand. And when he talks about working smarter, not harder, that is exactly the kind of thing that we're all talking about. All the journalists and most of the fans went, oh, that's a bit weird. Elanga's not playing. Well, he's confident and he only played half the game. He's probably going to be quite good. He's sharp. And we leave him on the bench.
Yeah.
And then we let Jacob Murphy play like that and not contribute defensively.
He stuck the ground out yesterday, Jacob Murphy. Not for the first time this season. We've got another £5 super chat from Chippers who says, I think Eddie admitting he's under pressure and failing at his job says to me, Piff or Hopkinson have spoken to him. Maybe. And Cowan's been a member for 6 months. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Should we do some player ratings, Stato?
Yeah, we'll do a quick fire because I want to make sure we talk about Spurs.
Yeah, we'll give this another 5 to 10 minutes. So get your ratings in the chat, folks. Obviously, while Paul's away, there's no play ratings online, but you can just still do it in the chat here, and we shall see it. Stato, you got the lineup there because I can't see anything here.
Yeah, we'll start with Nick Pope.
Yeah, made him a terrible mistake for the third goal with his legs in the Katie Price position, shall we say? Yeah, he weren't great. 5.
I'm going to go a bit lower. I'm going to go with 4, because you need your goalkeeper to keep the goal. Like, we get that he's rubbish distribution wise, but if he's letting goals in like that, then what? He might as well play Ramsdale. Like, what's the point? Yeah, 4. We could have done with Pope having a good game because everything else went wrong.
Yeah.
We'll go. We'll save Trippier, shall we? We'll go Lewis Hall first.
Well, he gave everything, didn't he? I mean, he's probably our best player yesterday, I will say. And I'm going to give him he's knackered as well. You know, you can see he's not his usual self. But he's given it everything, but he can't. I'm going to give him a 7. And I think I might be being a bit generous, but for the effort alone and the frustration he must have felt, because it weren't only the Brentford players playing against him, it was a pissing referee as well. So I'll give him a 7.
I completely agree. I think he deserves a 7. I think it was a real tough game for him. And he did okay defensively. 10 out of 19 duels is really solid, considering if we put that game into context for Lewis Hall, he's playing all the minutes he could possibly play. He's playing, and he is done. And like you said, the referee was against him. Chin up. I feel really sorry for him because I don't think he's going to make the World Cup squad because of this mess.
Maybe, yeah, maybe
because of this mess. And I think it's a shame because I think he deserves it. I think you can see he's such a proficient left back. He's fantastic. And this is going to cost him when you're a young kid growing up and you want to be a footballer, everybody wants to play at the World Cup.
Yeah.
Like, this is the pinnacle of football, playing at the World Cup. And I think he's going to miss because he's currently stuck in this absolute hurricane of crap. Yeah, anyway. Sven Botman.
Scored a goal, at fault for one of theirs, slightly. Cancels each other out. I'll give him a 5.5.
Well, he's got 8 out of 8 aerial duels here, which I'm pretty sure he lost his man for one of the headers, for one of the goals. So that can't be right.
Yeah, was it the first goal or the second? I can't remember.
So, you need to sort your stats out, I'm afraid, because we do have eyes as well. That's why you've got to use them with a pinch of salt. Nearly scored 2, to be fair. I feel like I can't punish him for that one duel that he lost. But it was probably like for a centre-half, it's an 8.5 to 9 performance. But because he lost his man and we've conceded 3, it's going to have to get brought all the way down. So I'll go for like a 7 because we conceded 3 goals. Like, large portions of the game he was close to a 9, but there was a few moments that have just undone his rating, and I can't give him any higher. Malik Chow.
Yeah, he's starting to make mistakes as well because of the state of his body, I guess. He's physically done. Hasn't had a rest since he came into the side hardly, has he? So I'll give him a 5.
I think he deserves a 7. I don't think he was too bad. I don't think the goals came from him.
I didn't know.
It came from midfield disconnects and Kieran Trippier, and
he just didn't look comfortable, did he?
I still think it was a 7. I don't think it was too bad. Maybe I'm misremembering some of it. I haven't watched the game again, so
who's going to watch that again?
I could be persuaded there. Right, let's get this over with. Kieran Trippier.
Yeah, I'd hate to kick an old dog when he's down, but I'm afraid I'm going to give him a 1 for getting his boots on the right feet. I think I'm being generous there. It was dreadful yesterday.
Yeah, I agree. Set pieces were pretty poor as well. There wasn't really any. I mean, there were a couple of switches that looked pretty, and there was some good swatting, some floated crosses to the back post that he dealt with. But beyond that, it was. I'll give him a 2 because he did that. He did those things I've just described. We love Kieran Trippier. He was the first one through the door in this new project, and I don't think it's helping that he's tired and he's having to play every 3 days. I think if we could keep him to a rotation player and he played sort of twice a month, he probably would be okay. But it's just not working.
McAndy says at least he didn't get sent off. We could actually do with him getting sent off, so he can't play the next game. It's that bad. It's that bad. That's for Chow. I forgot he had a great shot that Keller saved. It was a brilliant shot, and so my 5.5. I'm going to push my mark 6.5.
1 for Kim Trippier for you, 2 from me. We'll go midfield. Joe Willock.
Surprised he went off at half time. So I thought he was bright first half. If I'm perfectly honest.
Agree.
I don't know if he's injured or not. I don't know why. Obviously, he's got the choice to take a midfielder off to try and change the system. Personally, I'd have took Tonali off, but there we go. He took Willock off, and I didn't think he was too bad. I'll give him a 6.
I think it's because he was trying to shoehorn a 4-2-3-1, if I can.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
and Willock was the sacrificial player for that. I think that was all it was. I think he was good as well. I'll go for a 6.5. Not his fault. I thought the things that he needed to do, he did. Few good tackles, defensive contributions, read play well, good energy going forward. Joe was not the issue. And surprisingly, because Joe Willock's been the scapegoat historically, but not in the last few times he's played. There was nothing wrong with his performance. Sandro Tonali, however.
Yeah, just not at the races at all, is he? I think all this talk of going to Arsenal's got to him. And unless he's made it up himself, he's created it himself with his agent has. We don't know, but he's not going to be at Newcastle next season, I don't think. And he's playing that way. He's as if he can't wait to get away. Whereas Trippier's down to body, I think Tonali's down to attitude, and I'm going to give him a 1.
There were moments where he was sublime, and then because the final product didn't work, he just threw his arms up and went a bit lazy for a minute. And I can't forgive that. I thought that was ridiculous. Like a few good half volleys, did some fantastic work trying to drive the ball out into the channels. But then when we lost the ball, he'd just go, and just wouldn't track. He'd just stand there with his arms up in the air. We can't have that, Sandro. We can't, mate. The fan base have done so much for you, and it's not on. I'm afraid. There needs. I want a statement personally. I really want a statement from him because
He's making one every week on the pitch. He's making one every week on the pitch. It's just not the statement you want.
But I think because of his agent, like if he wants to go, he can go, and we'll get a transfer fee for him. But I can't. I honestly, I feel like the whole fan base. It feels like we've just gone through a divorce, and we've just gone back on the market, and now somebody's trying to play mind games with us again straight away.
Especially with his history at the club, missed a year of his career.
This is what I was referring to with what we've done for him as a fan base. We've backed him. We didn't have to do that, and a lot of the big clubs around Europe would not have done that. and hung him out to dry straight away. And I genuinely think we need to get a statement from him to clarify, because his agent's just chatting absolute nonsense. Oh dear.
What you scored him?
I'm getting attacked by somebody for giving sevens. What? Am I not allowed to give a 7 to somebody that scored a goal?
Should we do some super chats while you're thinking of your mark?
Yeah, go on.
Ian Fleming, £5 super chat, one of our mods, of course. I'm neither how in or how out. I just want PIF and the management to get together and get it sorted and get us winning again. Unfortunately, Ian, I don't think the manager's able to do that now. Cowan with the £5 super chat. Feels like a rocky moment. Get back to basics and focus on what needs to be done. Cass NUFC. And that's a good idea. That's a good point, actually, because I don't think Eddie Howe now is at the point where we can get back to basics. Because you saw that with all the complicated higgledy-piggledy shot he did yesterday. Cass says, with the 499 super chat, Tripp saying it's his responsibility to calm Dustring was also concerning. Must mean morale is at an all-time low. There's so many issues. Yeah, I agree. Peter Garthwaite, I believe if we lose the Carabao game, that will be the end game for Eddie. And there will be more pressure than he's ever known. I think if we lose the Carabao game, I think he'll be gone. John Bowles is still behind Eddie, but the squad is exhausted. And why is the squad exhausted, John? There's the answer. That's that question. It is an important one.
Tonali's getting a 3 from me, by the way. Because I think he did some really good stuff, but then he offset it with attitude and strange decisions and, poor defensive contributions. Bruno.
Love his effort, as always. Was trying to do some lovely little spins and stuff yesterday, but I mean, I think he's light years ahead of the people in front of him, to be fair. He's not got the athleticism to get back and help either. So are we playing him too high up the pitch? It's catch-22. If you don't, we don't create anything. If we do, then we're left wanting at the back. So how do we get around it? We need to put an extra man in there for me and let him do his floaty bit himself. And then someone's behind him to back him up. So this 3-man midfield's got to go. We've got to play with a 2 and a 3 just to get Bruno in the game more. I'll give him a 6.5.
I'm going to give him more because he scored. He won the penalty, scored the penalty, wrote the theme tune, sung the theme tune, and got an assist. So I have to give it. I'm going to give him an 8 because he's done that. Whether people agree with it or not, I don't care. A goal and an assist as a midfielder is a decent contribution to your team and the output of that match. Has to take some responsibility for Brentford at times, including centre halves of Brentford, just walking through our midfield with the ball. Just not good enough. And a bit of disconnect from winning second balls off of set pieces and goal kicks, just not being in the right place, but not the issue. Him and Lewis Hall, again, are part of the players that need to be our spine going forward. Whatever happens to this team, he's the spine, and there's nothing wrong with him. He's got weaknesses to his game, but most players do. We just need to offset that with a balance of the other players around him, which Eddie Howe's not getting right.
100%. You know, we can't lose out on him with what he does in their half by wanting him to try and get back to our half to help defend when he can't do it. He hasn't got the pace to do it. He hasn't got the athletical prowess to do it. So we have to get another man in there to help him out. You know, it's
Jake Murphy?
Oh, fucking none. 0. Absolute dog shit. Absolutely one of the worst performances I think I've seen him make, and he's made some awful ones. He literally did nothing right all game. He was there to help Trippier out. Yeah. And given that 2 of the 3 goals, or all 3 of the fucking goals, come from that side, when Dango was swapped over, that tells me he's not doing his job properly. And going forward, well, I can't remember making a pass to one of our players. It was dreadful.
Yeah, with the
0-0-0.
The only thing I'm really confused about is when he led the press, nobody joined him. Is it that they were too tired? Is it that they just couldn't be asked to execute the instruction? And that caused the first goal because Kieran Trippier got ran at, essentially. I'll give him a 1. I can't really remember much going right for Murphy. I think the penalty was harsh. I think his arm's down by his side. He's tried to retract it towards his body away from the ball. It's just one of those things. Yeah, Alanga should have been playing in front of him because he's more confident. Weird. Harvey Barnes.
Not his greatest game, I thought. I thought he was very... I'm going to say innocuous, but that's not the word I'm looking for. He just didn't seem to get in the game much. 5. Conspicuous, yes. Conspicuous by his absence. 5.
I completely agree with that. A few good shots, really creative back heel attempt to try and get us in the lead. And then I can't really remember him doing anything else. I don't think it helped that we tried to... We kept trying to play balls into space for him to chase against Coyote.
Yeah, he's not the quickest either.
He was never going to win that, was he? Which is not Harvey Barnes' fault. We need to play to people's strengths, which is not Harvey Barnes' strength. You want to get him short, get him an overlap, so he can cut in and do all of his funny business he does at the edge of the box. Why are we trying to get Barnes, who is a right-footed player, to hit the byline with his left foot against Coyote, running into space at pace? What are we trying to do with that? This is what, when Eddie Howe talks about we need to work smarter, not harder, that is exactly the thing that as fans we're looking at. Why are we doing that? Maybe he's not telling players to do that. Maybe he's telling them the opposite, in which case they're not listening to him. But
it kept him on for 90 minutes, so didn't he? So obviously he was playing.
Yeah, but surely that's because Barnes can score out of nothing, because he's one of those guys. I would always try and keep him on the pitch if I can.
Oh, I agree. But if he's not doing what the manager's asking him to do, or the team aren't, why isn't the message getting on there to do things different? Because it never changed the whole game, did it?
It's just weird. Johan Visser, or Oscar as you call him.
Oscar. Yeah, I'm running out of words to describe him, to be fair. Dreadful. Absolutely dreadful again. Someone with a complete lack of confidence and a complete lack of talent at this moment in time. Whether it's the injury that's doing to him or not, I don't know. But again, just awful. Was he as bad as Murphy? Was he as bad as Murphy? That's the question.
He was worse.
Yeah, I can't go lower than 1-0, so I'll ask him a 0.
I think whatever contagious confidence disease Alanga had earlier on in the season and has now shaken, Johan Visser has now caught it. And it's tragic. I think he needs to sit out, because we do have Will Osula, who is again still playing quite raw and erratic. But I think Visser you just sit him out for a week, sit him out of a couple of matches, because he's got no confidence. And I do feel for him, because he's really, really angry that he's not playing well. You can see he cares, which is, I guess, is a good thing. I'm going to go with a 0 as well. He had one attempt at goal, which he absolutely should have scored from. It was diabolical that he didn't. And he did nothing else. He completed 5 passes. 5. I know he's an end product poacher, but he's got a bit of pace and used to have a bit about him. And
he used to have a bit of pace. I'm not sure he's got it now, Stato.
Well, my God, it was just bad. Right, let's go with the crazy changes, shall we? We'll do the triple sub. So we'll do Osula, Voltemada, Alanga all at once.
Yeah, Osula. It's sad that we're still saying he's raw, because he is. Because he shouldn't be raw now. He should have played a lot more football for us.
Because he's not playing, that's why.
Yeah, he should have played a lot more football for us, and he shouldn't be raw now. He should be. Because when he comes on, he looks dangerous, and I think he needs to start a game or two. Absolutely. So I'll give Osula for his effort alone. Create the penalty with the ball.
Yeah, he did.
I'll give him a 6.5. I'll give Voltemada, who looks brighter with getting the ball deep, had some lovely passes. Unfortunately, we want him a little bit further forward, but the system didn't allow that yesterday. Get me a little bit further forward behind the striker. I'll give him a 6 as well, 6.5. And who's the other one?
Alanga.
And Alanga's the other one who's in confidence. Should have started yesterday. Some nice crosses.
Should have had an assist.
Should have had an assist, absolutely. I'll give him a 6.5 as well. So all 3 6.5.
Flashed it, yeah. That's fair. Alanga flashed it across goal twice and played a really good cross. He did fine in terms of his service and what he produced. Voltemada, yeah, we used him in the right place. not enough. We put him in the 10 and then we didn't try and funnel the ball through him.
Yeah, he
which
kept
is
on
weird.
deeper and deeper, didn't he?
Like, I get that I get that maybe we haven't had the instructions and the time on the training pitch, but these lads play FIFA, right? Like, you put a 10 there, you use your 10. He's not a tiny 10. He's not Florian Wirtz. He's a massive 10. Like, he can hold the ball up, and he did it when they used him. I don't understand what people think about sometimes. And Will Osula as well. Yeah, dangerous. I want to see all three of those lads start the next game. They absolutely have to. And I want to see the same shape. I want to see Voltemada behind Will Osula. Let Will Osula just be a maniac and let Voltemada pull the strings. I think it could be hilarious if we can get it to work. And then you've got Visser who can come off the bench, and you've got other attackers that can come on and we can switch it up. I'll give all of them a 6.5. Yeah, I agree with you. I think that's a really solid mark. Burnham Ramsey.
Yeah, Burn to left back was a fantastic tactical switch when we needed a goal. They weren't on very long, were they, to be fair to them? I'll give them both a 4.
I don't know if we can even rate them. I'm going to give them a 2. I thought they were both absolutely useless when they came on. I thought they were useless. Absolutely useless. Dan Burn just kept standing in the wrong place, kept standing in midfield and leaving big gaps. Ramsey was just shadow marking people again. And it's like he's wearing a training bib. It burns my eyes watching him trying to block a passing lane, honestly. And Eddie Howe.
Yeah, selection wrong, substitutions wrong. Like the gamble at halftime to try to change the system, so he gets plus marks for that. But generally, it was pretty poor, so I'll give him a 3.
Right, I just need to turn my VPN off so we can use SofaScore. So if you want to do some super chats and comments, let me.
I shall. I'll do some super chats and the odd comment. What we got to? Yeah, it's John Bowles. Well, we did him, haven't I? So it's just one from Peter Garthway who says, "Would you sell Wissett and Ramsey in the summer?" The point is, Peter, who's going to buy him off us? And what you need is a blind football manager who has no idea about what he's doing. And unfortunately, Steve Bruce hasn't got a job at the minute, so we're not good. No, I probably would, but I just can't see anyone being in the market for them, to be fair.
Okay.
People giving Howls 0s, 0s, 1s, 2s and 3s. Michael Jefferson says the rumours are Manchester United are interested in Tonali. Maybe we'll get there. If Man United make Champions League, maybe he would go there. I mean,
the problem is with his form at the moment. I just want to make sure we get the right value for him. If he's got to go, he's got to go. I'm going to try and not get too emotionally invested in this one, as I think we all should, to a degree, because it's just
Tonali.
You just can't let. Yeah.
I
think we need to club first. It's always got to be club first. You know. Yeah. As much as we love players like Bruno and stuff, and we'll support them when they do bleed black and white, it's got to be club first. And Sandro, I'm worried we're not going to get the right fee for him because we bought him for somewhere between 50 and 60. So
I want at least 70, at least. I don't know how much his contract. He's got a fair bit of contract to go though. Maybe 80, maybe. I don't know.
Right, let's.
Tony Paul says Ramsey long-term signing. Fans need to stop writing some players off so soon. Eddie Howe's playing in the wrong position. He's not a midfielder. He wasn't at Villa, so let's do this for quick super chat before you put your soap score thing up. Night Scoy 892 499 super chat. Think if you play Osula in front of Volta, it would create space for him to work, as you won't get him doubled up unlike he does up top on his own. Yes, I agree. 100% agree with that, and I'd like to see that against Spurs on Tuesday. But stuff's going to get safe score thing up.
Yeah, I just want to address the Ramsey thing because I think whoever said that, you are right. I am being really harsh on Ramsey. That is not lost on me. I appreciate that. And I know it's a long-term investment and he'll come good. And he's definitely being played in the wrong way, in the wrong position. His role is very much on the ball, a little bit more kind of Willock going forward. It's a little bit more like that, but ball close to feet. A little bit technical. He does a few wizardy things when he gets into the opposition box. There's clearly a player there, but we're using him as a kind of an 8 but with a lot of not instructions, but an 8 with a lot of responsibility, and it doesn't suit him at all. And I have a problem with his effort and just sheer lack of being able to just identify what's in front of him. Just really irritates me at this level. So I get that I know I'm being really harsh on Ramsey. I just want to see a little bit more from him because some of it's pathetic. I know he'll be good long term because we'll get something out of him at some point, but it's just frustrating. Right, so we have a look at Spurs. Right, this might cheer everyone up, guys, because Spurs, at least as the table stands, are worse than us. We might not be saying that come the end of tomorrow. Tuesday evening.
We will, because they can't overtake us.
Oh God, that is bad, isn't it? Even if they beat us, they can't. Oh, that is tragic. That is really bad. So they are the last 5 fixtures: loss, draw, loss. They are 0 goal difference. They've lost 10 times, I guess. So have we. We can't really. Those in glass houses, eh? But yeah, shocking recent record from Spurs. You wonder how long their manager's going to survive this. We have a predicted lineup for the Spurs team on FOTMob. This scares me a little bit, Billy, because based on the lack of energy we had and just how done all the players are, they're just exhausted. That midfield is terrifying in terms of energy and power.
Yep.
I'm scared of that midfield. That the Spurs midfield has problems. You know, Gallagher has his weaknesses, but Gallagher, Paulinho, and Sarr are monsters. And does that worry you at all?
Absolutely, because if that's like you say, if there's anything there abundant in its energy and running for 90 minutes, so our midfield 3, if it is a 3 and we don't change system, is going to be under the cosh a little bit.
Yeah, well, they've got other options. They've got more depth than us. I mean, Javi Simmons would actually terrify me in the form we're in because he's going to get half a yard more space to play with the ball, which he's very good at. And he's got Trippier there. Like, if he tries to operate in this space, if Bruno gets caught a little bit higher up as well, that would be really concerning. Their back 4 is obviously not what it should be with Romero out through suspension.
Where's Porro? Is he injured?
He is. Yeah, they have a long injury list, don't they? Whoa. Well, it ain't all bad. We haven't got as long a list as that. But Kulusevski and Jed Spence, Ben Davis, Udogie, they've got that. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 defenders unavailable. 1 through suspension. Okay, Spurs have got it worse than us, but they got a bigger squad. So
no Bergvall as well.
Madison's still out, Bergvall out, Bentancur, Kudus for a wide player, Richarlison up front, who's their top scorer with 7 goals. Yeah, that is a horrific injury list. My God. But who did they have on the bench in their recent fixture then? Because they can't have had. They lost to Man U, didn't they? Who was on their bench for them? Anybody here that? Yeah, so Doggy is injured. Romero suspended. They got Dragusin, Souza, who's going to play. Matthias Tell, Mawani, and Bissouma. They are pretty thin on the ground as well. They're really, really thin on the ground. Right. Stat-wise, I mean, they're just pretty rubbish, aren't they, at a lot of things? 14th on the FOTMob rating, and they're 14th in the table. Their goals scored and conceded suggest they should be a little bit higher. I've not looked at their expected points. Actually, I've not looked at ours in a while either. Average possession, middle of the pack. They've definitely moved away from Ange ball. It's been a while now. Ooh, dear. Ooh, that's bad. XG all the way down at 17th, 25.5 goals. I mean, how many games have we played? We've played 25, haven't we?
Yeah.
That's bad. Their XG is as good for a goal a game, which is pretty poor at this level. XG difference is pretty bad as well. Yeah, they're just pretty pants, aren't they? They're mid-table to 15th on most statistics. 15th. Accurate crosses, they're down in 8th at 4.6 per match. But again, Richarlison's injured. It might be big Dom up front.
I mean, that matters little when we're top.
Like corners, 9th. Christ, let's have a look at discipline, shall we? Discipline, 11 fouls per game. Oh, they're top for yellow cards. Oh, joy. fantastic. Just what we need to rough and tumble, injure a few more of our players.
And second in
And they
reds.
are top for red card, second for red cards as well. Oh, well, that could be an interesting one, certainly. Well, Billy, what are you worried about Spurs? Are you thinking we're going to take anything from this game?
No, I don't. I honestly don't. Because even on some days Spurs do look quite good, and I think all the time
where can we win this?
Where?
Where and how?
I just don't see us not conceding more than one or two, if I'm perfectly honest. So how can we win it? If we can get their back four, I think Barnes and Elanga on the flanks. If we do play with it that way, with Voltemada and Asuna in the middle, if we play that way, can maybe get at them. But we've got to take a semblance of control in midfield, and I just don't see it.
Maybe go direct.
Maybe that's an option. They are a bit soft-centred, aren't they? Spurs always have been.
Well, it's a bit early for that. I was gonna have a different conversation, but I think what you've just said, I think I want to have a chat about this.
Yeah, we need to change things here.
In terms of how we win this, are we going to try and play the back five and hit on the break? Play Elanga, maybe Will Osula in the starting lineup and just try and go for them?
Maybe you could do that.
Shall we? Let's put a side out here. Where's Dan Burn? There he is. Botman, Burn. So Burn's going to go out there because apparently he's a left back. How are we going to do this? Somebody's going to have to sit off.
Get the bloke in the middle off.
Yeah, Visser cannot start this game. Oh, I mean, that's not going to happen, but that could be fun.
I mean, if you put Asula just ahead in between the two and the two up front. Voltemada, sorry.
Well, it's going to end up being a 5-4-1, and then they're going to try and join the attack.
Oh, we've already got the players in there, haven't we? Yeah. I was trying to play
we can't have any more on the pitch, Billy. That's it, I'm afraid. That's your 5-4-1, which is probably going to look like this. If this is the lineup we go for, or at least the shape, it will look like this for most of the game, where whoever's up front is just going to be running around like a chicken, unsupported.
Well, I think at least if we get crosses into Asuna, he might actually go for them.
True. But this just completely puts in the bin the idea of a 4-2-3-1, of trying to utilize Voltemada in a different way.
Yeah, I think he will go with the 5 because, as you said, how many times have we ever played 4-2-3-1? Never.
I just think right now we need to completely pocket the idea of trying to play nice football, and we just need to put out the team that's just going to get the points. Like, sod everything else. What can we try and utilize to upset Spurs? Well, even if it's a surprise or something we don't do, we need to pull everything out of the bag. Set pieces, transitions, everything. We just need to. We've got to get 3 points because we'd lost. We shouldn't have lost to Brentford, and we did. So we need to somehow pull some points back in the Premier League before it gets too silly.
Is that the personnel you'd use, or would you take Trippier out and put Shah in?
I mean, it's difficult to say. I can sit here in my own office at home with no pressure and expectation and say I would play him. If I was actually the manager, it's a big shout. Given a 16, 17-year-old his debut away at Spurs, at starting in front of somebody who's had the armband on in an England shirt, like, it's a massive call. Even though logically it makes sense.
What about a 4-4-1-1 then, with Chow as a right back, Botman and Burn as 2 centre backs, and then bring in Voltemada just behind the striker?
He's tried Chow at right back though, but I don't think the balance works with Chow as a right back.
He's he put fucking Tonali there once.
Well, yeah, that's a good point. There's people moaning. There was one person moaning at me about the goalkeeper. What do you want from me? They're both struggling. Like, yeah. I don't know. Ramsdale's better with his feet, but Pope is currently bad at everything. He's not confident. Paul Ramsdale got absolutely smacked up by who was he in goal for? City or Liverpool? One of them.
City, yeah. I mean, he just can't keep a clean sheet, can he?
I mean, it wasn't really his fault. The team
No,
just went to bits. What was he
No.
meant to do?
None of it was his fault.
This is probably the most frustrating time we've ever had to try and build a lineup.
And we're still needing to rest Hall, and we're not going to be able to do it, are we?
Lewis Hall needs a rest. Again, what is the point in Alex Murphy just as a human being if we don't use him? I don't get it. Why is he in the squad if he's not good enough? Because I think it's the situation is dire enough now where we could do with the rotation. And if he still doesn't trust Alex Murphy, why has he got a professional contract? Well, does he even have one? I would assume he does. Yes. What's the point?
We've got no other centre backs, have we? Anything like that? Nothing.
Not unless we start pulling from here, from Munda, Sam Alabi. You've got Pivas in there. He's not going to dip into this bucket.
No,
it's not going to happen.
He's not. No.
He's not going to go there. You know, Heffernan's gone. Pivas, I've got no idea how good he is. I've never seen him play. I've seen highlights of him when we first signed him, and then there was the appearance at the makeshift shop. I have no idea what sort of standard Pivas is. No, we can't make this call. Outside shout. I have a question mark. Miley.
Well, he was close to yesterday's game, so if he comes back in, then that changes things, doesn't it?
Because Miley he was on video walking into the ground with his little bag and everything, wasn't he? So I thought he was going to be in the matchday squad.
Yeah, maybe if Miley's fit, then obviously that changes things, and Gordon to a certain extent. But Miley definitely would.
I don't think Gordon's going to play though.
That means you can play. I mean, it's horrible saying it, but you can rest all and play Burn left back and go with Miley at right back. But I mean, I don't want to play Burn at left back.
My God.
But I mean, it might be the lesser of two evils, Stutter.
Did he not say him and Gordon won't make it?
That was for Saturday's game. That was for Saturday's game.
Yeah, I don't know. I presumably we'll have another press conference tomorrow, which I'm sure Eddie Howe is thoroughly looking forward to. Anyway, we try and change this. I know I'm more active with this screen normally, guys, but I'm devoid of ideas, honestly. I feel for the manager because I don't know what the hell we do with this. It's just a mess. It is an absolute mess. And I don't have the information that they do. Like, is Alex Murphy at a standard where we could trust him in this game somewhere across this back line on the left? I don't know because we don't watch him enough. He doesn't use him. Same with Leo Shahar. No idea if this is a fair shout or if it's above his level. I don't know.
He's an England under-19 international and he's only 17, isn't he? So he's got something about him. But this is, I mean, he's thrown it in the deep end now. But it should have been eased in over the last 4 or 5 weeks, I think.
He could have had some appearances. That Eddie Howe definitely had the opportunity to sub him on and give him 10 minutes at the end of games in some games. And then he wouldn't be having to make his debut in this sort of situation. Let's try and put a back four out, shall we? My God, this is absolutely dire. This is horrible. Right, same. Let's go. Something that he might do. He's not going to go 4-3-3, is he?
Oh,
I mean, he might do that.
I mean, he could do.
I don't like that. Away at Spurs with the way we're playing, I hate this.
Well, that's the same as what we played yesterday, apart from Voltemar and Vissa and Elanga for Murphy. I think Spurs will over that midfield with their energy.
I genuinely think all of our hope rests on players like Elanga and Will Osula and stuff just dragging us through this game just with a bit of energy because everybody's just done. I think we're done. I think we sound like the players look. I just don't know.
Get
don't know what to
predictions,
say anymore.
scores in. Well, I'll do a few super chats anyway, and then we can ease off.
Can we get some depressing likes, by the way, for us having to do this together? This is like therapy. This is awful.
Jose G with $1.99. Seeing Hall hug Bruno at the end made me sad. NUFC Ollie says, Alex, did you see Max's debut for Lons?
I did. It was fantastic, by the way.
I think he scored, didn't he?
It was he scored to make it 3-1. It was a great goal.
Peter Garthwaite, if Eddie goes, our elite players will stay. You don't know that. Who's in worse shape now? Right now, us or Spurs? That's a good question.
with both those two people struggling.
The statement, two bald men fighting over a cone, comes to mind.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're dropping like a stone, if I'm perfectly honest. And I think Spurs... I think they've already dropped like a stone. And Connor Ruller with a 199 super chat. I've seen Alabi play. He's a talent, needs time. Well, Eddie will give him another 15 years. Get your predictions in, folks. Well, what do you think the score's going to be? We're getting 2-2s from Basdon and 3-1. A loss from Chris Dava. 2-1 from Niall. Spurs 1-1. Just a couple of 1-1s there. Man United are coming for Tonali.
That's fine. As long as you pay the money, do what you want with your unlimited pot of money from your historical success.
There's not many Newcastle wins, apart from Tony Paul, who says 3-0 to us. Stato, what are you thinking?
Before I answer with a prediction, I have a question for you.
Go
on. I don't think this, but I'm curious what you think, and I think there might be some people. Are we at that stage where people just want losses on purpose now, so we get the reset some crave?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Never be like that.
No, I'm not, but I know some people can be like that. Does anybody want us to lose on purpose just so we fast track the reset?
100% not.
I don't. I always want us to win a match, always.
Because deep down, I still want Eddie Howe to pull it out of the bag. I don't think he can. But deep down, I think, that's what I really want, but I just don't think he can do it. I don't think he's able to do it. So, no, I don't want him to do.
Everybody is in agreement with this, Billy. I wasn't sure. I just thought I'd throw that question out there because we've never been in this place before. Under the new ownership, we've never been. This is unprecedented territory that we're in. And we're all kind of going, ooh.
I mean, with the vast majority of managers, it didn't matter whether you wanted us to lose or not. We just fucking did anyway. Steve Bruce and McLaren and people like that, and Pardew towards the end. But no, I never want us to lose. Never want us to lose.
Yeah, I'm going to go with... what am I going to go with? I'm going to go with I'm going to go with a win. I'm going to go with a 2-1 win. I think I'm going to be optimistic. I think Eddie Howe's post-match press conference was damning. And I think there will have been conversations internally with the team. There's no way that this has not been addressed internally. No way. They will have had a meeting and they will have gone, right. There's got to be conversations with Lewis Hall's attitude at the end of the game, bless him. The comments from Eddie Howe. There's got to have been a conversation as a team. There's no way that's not taken place. And I'm expecting a bit of a response. So they've got to fight for him. He's got to try and back them, roll the dice, come up with something a bit different for them. I'm going to go with a solid defensive display, hit them on the break, 2-1 away from home. I'm going to put some faith in them because if he can't get this right, he's not got long left. He ain't going to get to that Man United game, put it that way, if this keeps going on.
You lost me at solid defensive display. I think we'll get beat. 3-1. Just don't see us winning at all. We were knackered.
He's a clever
Saturday.
man. He's got to figure it out. Right. Let's do the super chats and get this therapy session over with because I think there are. Did we get this one? Youngsters can't be as bad as them signed. Well, this is the problem. I don't know. I've not seen them. Martin, Ursula Voltamadovisa can't play on their own. Well, no, I know they need a bunch of others to make up the 11 as well. But
I mean, Visser can't play
I know what you mean.
at the minute with anyone. It doesn't matter toss, does it? He's just been dreadful.
Johan Visser cannot play. I think Claire's just said something that we've failed to mention tonight. Yeah, first time I've seen us get booed since Steve Bruce. I don't remember us getting booed at all.
No. There's definitely more fans now in the out pot than what there is in the in pot, I think. And there's certainly maybe not all in the out, maybe some are undecided, but I think Eddie in is in the minority now.
Yeah, there's not many. We'll do a poll when Paul comes back from his jolly on holiday. Right, guys, make sure you have hit the like button. Please support the channel. Make sure you subbed before you disappear. We will be back on Tuesday, so not tomorrow. Tomorrow is Monday, first day of the week. It will be Tuesday. Tuesday for Matchday Live against Spurs. I am unfortunately unavailable, but Billy Bob will be here supporting you through that.
All being well.
Just make sure. Yeah, well, we're trying to make sure that all the tech is there, so we should be fine. But make sure you have dropped a like before you disappear, and check out the toonreview.com as well down in the description if you do want to go and have a look at a fancy new Billy Bob t-shirt, which they can't. I don't know if Susan designed that. I think she might have done. I'm not sure. Oh, I've lost comments. And me. There we go. But yeah, we will be back for Matchday Live on Tuesday. So make sure you've dropped a like and supported. Thank you everybody in the chat for all of your super chats, comments, and support. Considering the dross we've had over the last week, to have like 1,400 odd people here is just outrageous. You guys are a fantastic community here at the Toon Review. Billy, thank you again for joining me on not the funnest of evenings talking about this dross.
And they get a bit too often now, these negative review shows. I mean, we can only speak about what we see, but let's have a positive one Tuesday. Even though I said 3-1, I want a positive. I want us to come away with 3 points, definitely.
I agree. We will see you on Tuesday, everyone. Have a great evening and take care.
Well, that's